What's going on, guys? So in today's video, we're going to talk about the Satanic Grammys. So recently I saw Sam Smith dancing around as, I guess, Satan, kind of with like a top hat or something like that, with a bunch of just very provocatively dressed demon women. And to me, that just seems like we're reaching more and more just lows, I guess. I actually made a video about Lil Nas X that kind of showed him, I didn't show it because I didn't want my audience to be scarred by it. Basically, he is descending into hell and does a lap dance for the devil. And Hollywood is really trying to get people right now to buy into this whole shock factor thing, that the reason that they're doing it is just so that they can shock people.
No, you're absolutely right, and people have said that this is a controversial move by Sam Smith. This is not at all controversial within Hollywood, and I want to be clear that Sam Smith did this specifically to upset the American right and Christians everywhere, and to virtue signal to his fellow Hollywood members and elitists that, don't worry, he's on your team, he hates all of the things that he's supposed to hate. If he actually wanted to be controversial in Hollywood, what he would do is actually come out in favor of traditional values, because we know that would never happen in a million years, or he would, heaven forbid, actually do something that's critical of maybe Islam. That would genuinely be controversy, but of course, because that wouldn't be popular among leftist elitists, he's not going to do that. This is actually, in a lot of ways, the safest thing that Sam Smith could have done.
It's not controversial at all. Like, Satan has just decided at this point in time that he is going to completely just come out into the open and hide basically in plain sight. So everything that Satan wants, everything that Satan tries to accomplish here on earth is the exact opposite of what Jesus wants. And that, to me, is what tells me that my religion, and I don't even call it a religion because it's so much different than any other so-called religion on this planet. It's a relationship. But the reason that I'm so confident in my faith is because look at what the world tries to do and what they get away with. CBS themselves actually tweeted out something about that they are ready to worship right before Sam Smith went up on stage, which said tweet has actually since been deleted, which means that they know that they messed up. They know that they're getting a ton of backlash for it. And even the people that were normally screaming, oh, conspiracy theorists, even those people are starting to come around and say, you know, this fascination with Satan is actually getting a little bit out of hand. Like, why is it that that's so accepted? Satan is not going to allow any kind of resistance to the kind of stuff that's going on in Hollywood right now. They all embrace it. And just as that Lauren Chen lady was saying, you know, it's not even remotely controversial. One thing that really makes me very confident in my faith is that you look at all these other religions like Islam or like Buddhism or all those things are widely accepted by Hollywood. So why is it that Hollywood only wants to come after Christianity? Why is it that they only want to come after Jesus? That they only want to completely glorify the person that stands against our God? Well, that is because Satan is the antithesis of everything that our God stands for, and Satan just so happens to be who Hollywood worships and aligns with. Jesus says in the Bible that they hated him before, and now they will hate us. And that's just yet another prophecy that the left and all of these Hollywood activists don't think that they're making come true, but they are. Just like the people that nailed Jesus to the cross, I'm sure that they didn't think that they were fulfilling any sort of prophecy. They thought that they were just killing this man that claimed to be the Son of God, but he actually was the Son of God, and he still is the Son of God, and he's alive. So if there is any sign that tells us that we're on the right side, it's that all of these people in Hollywood that are, you know, living in so much sin and so obviously morally wrong, that these people back the very thing that we are not supposed to support or worship. Hollywood is trying to get everything to be opposite of what the Lord wants. That's Satan's whole plan. Satan can't create anything, so he's just going to try to distort and pervert everything that God does. So if we look at Sam Smith and all of his homosexuality, transgender stuff, all of that, completely opposite from what God wants. God created man and woman, didn't say that he created a bunch of other genders. And in the same way, God detests witchcraft. And then there's Katy Perry, a witch burned at the stake. So there's this whole symbolism going on in Hollywood with witches and Satan and all of this different stuff. I mean, there you see Katy Perry, dancing around as a witch with a gigantic cross on her chest. I actually reacted to a video on my Instagram pretty recently that showed that, Beyonce was talking about all of these different satanic rituals that she did.
I was baptized in a river, got on my knees and said amen, and said I mean. I whipped my own back and asked for dominion at your feet. I threw myself into a volcano, I drank the blood and drank the wine. I sat alone and begged and bent at the waist for God. I crossed myself and thought I saw the devil. I grew thick in skin on my feet. I bathed in bleach and plugged my menses with pages from the holy book, but still inside me, coiled deep, was the need to know.
Did things like, bathing in bleach, and literally talked about wiping up something, and that's all I'm going to say, with the Bible. You have all of this just sexual perversion with all of the Sam Smith stuff. Then you have Harry Styles up there dressing like a woman. And I know, I made a Harry Styles video and y'all were like, oh, Jesus dressed with, wore robes, he wore dresses. No, he did not. It is about your intention first and foremost, and it is about your culture. Harry Styles is intentionally dressing like a woman. And also, don't come at me with the whole, oh, well, you're mixing fabrics and all that stuff. That stuff was all the ceremonial law in Israel back before Jesus died on a cross. So at least if you're going to try and use the Bible against me, at least figure out your context first. The Grammys are a representation of what Hollywood is. If you listen to secular music, if you watch secular movies, secular TV shows, all of it is trying to send a message. It is all on purpose. It is purposefully satanic. That is the religion of Hollywood. And I know you can call me a conspiracy theorist, all of that different stuff, but if you literally just look at all of the imagery, in fact, there are videos of people making, I believe it's like the sign of, I think it's like Baphomet, or I can't remember what it is, but that's like some sort of satanic figure as well. People literally caught on video pointing in, up and down like that, and then when the camera pans on, they're like, oh, I didn't mean for that to be seen. And then all of these different rappers talking about Satan worship and all of these different satanic signs where they're covering one of their eyes or where they're, just all of this different stuff. Travis Scott is one of the biggest examples of that. Hollywood is blatantly satanic. And if you think that you can listen to that stuff and watch that stuff, consume that stuff without it affecting your walk with the Lord, then you are wrong. You are wrong. We need to fill our minds with things that are good and lovely. And consuming that stuff is not going to come without a price. It'll make us numb to what we should be really aware of. And that's that this world is very, very fallen, and that Satan is running around in this world. He has a very firm grasp on Hollywood. Anyway, guys, if you want to see more videos like this, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.